In this video, I'm going to compare two budget trail shoes, the More Mile Cheviot Pace and the Higher State Soil Shaker. So let's start with the More Mile Cheviot Pace. You can get these online for about £30, which is about $40. I ordered mine from Amazon and they came within a few days, which I was pretty impressed about. The build quality looks pretty good considering the price. I can't see any places where it looks weak. The material looks pretty good, it's pretty strong, quite flexible. The padding around the edges feels quite nice. There's a breathable mesh on top. And you can see on the bottom that the grip's really good. There's a lot of grip all around. But I've noticed that the soles are quite thin, and these are not going to be the kind of shoes you want to wear on the road. So when I tried these on, I found that they were quite narrow in this part. I have quite wide feet, but I feel like they're going to be too small for me, which is a shame because 8.5 is the size that I normally take. But so far so good, they look pretty decent to me. Okay, so let's take a look at the Higher State Soil Shaker. So the first thing, build quality. It looks pretty decent to me. They've used nice strong materials, the joints look pretty good, but I've noticed that there's no breathable mesh on top, and that might make a difference on a hot day. In the winter it's fine, but when it's a hot day your feet might sweat. They're a bit stiffer than the More Miles, and on the bottom the grip looks pretty decent. In fact, if you compare it to the More Miles, you can see there's more grip. So these look like they would handle muddy terrain better than the More Miles. I ordered these from sportshoes.com and they arrived within 1 day, which I was really impressed with. I ordered them in an 8.5 as well, and when I tried them on, I found they fit really well, they feel really comfortable. Padding around the edge is really nice, and they kind of fit like a glove. So far it looks like the Higher State Soil Shaker is the best option. It's the cheapest, it rides the quickest. In my opinion, it's got the best design, it seems to be the most comfortable, the best fit. It's got the best grip. But only time will tell. The next test is to take these outside and give them a good test. So I'm starting with the More Mile, and actually so far they're pretty good. When I first put them on they were really tight, but after running for a few minutes in them they feel like they loosen slightly, so they actually feel like a really good fit. So I'm just going to do a 3-mile loop in these and see how they are, and I'm going to finish where I started, and I'm going to change into the high states and do a 3-mile loop in those and see how they are and compare them. So far I'd say these are really comfortable and they feel like there's lots of grip on them. It's not particularly muddy at the moment, but it is soft, and these shoes so far are doing a really good job at gripping. But I've been running on some stonier bits, and on those parts these shoes don't have any support or padding, so they definitely are designed for soft off-road trails. So if a significant part of your run is on the road, these shoes are probably not going to be ideal. They're not going to give you any support and they're going to make your feet hurt. These actually remind me of the Innovates, which would cost you around £100 plus. So for around a third of the price, I'd say you're getting around the same sort of shoe. So if it was me, I would just buy 3 pairs of these if I had the money. Okay, that's the first loop, and I have to say, I'm really pleased with the More Mile. They feel really comfortable, very grippy, and I can't feel any rubbing, any pinching. The material feels breathable. Yeah, really pleased. Okay, we're gonna do one more loop, and we're gonna try the high stakes. Let's give these a go and see how they compare. So the verdict? Well, to be honest, I'm really impressed with both trainers, especially for the price. The high-end trainers that you pay £100 plus for really aren't that much better. The More Mile was great. It was actually a lot more comfortable than I was expecting. When I first put this on, it felt quite tight and it didn't feel like there was much padding, so I just thought it was going to be very uncomfortable. But running around those trails, it was actually really comfortable. I think if you ran on the road, it'd be a different story, but these are trail shoes and they're designed to run off-road. I would say this is a great trainer for training and for racing. It's reasonably lightweight and it just feels great. It feels like it's hugging your foot as you run. It doesn't feel like it's slipping around or moving. There's plenty of grip and it's not too stiff. So all round, a really good shoe. And for £35, you can't go wrong. The Higher State, again, was a great shoe. £5 cheaper than the More Mile. But I have to say, when I first started to run it did feel a little bit loose. Around the top part, it feels really comfortable. But for me, the sole feels quite flimsy, and it doesn't really feel like a sport shoe. When I was running in the More Mile, my feet felt quite protected, and by the end of the 3 mile run, my feet didn't feel sore. But as I was running in the Higher State, it felt like my feet were rubbing slightly. It might have just been where I'd already run 3 miles in the other shoes, but these trainers didn't feel quite so protected. It felt like my feet were rubbing around a little bit. It wasn't too bad, but it just didn't feel quite as comfortable as the More Mile. The Higher State are slightly heavier than the More Mile, but when I was running, I didn't really notice a difference. They are slightly stiffer, and they have more grip. It wasn't particularly muddy tonight, so it wasn't a great test of grip, but to be honest, I think both have plenty of grip. This one is superior in terms of grip, but I would say for most trails, this has enough. I probably wouldn't race in this though. It's a bit too heavy, but it just doesn't feel comfortable for racing. I think this is more of a training shoe. But overall, for the price, both of these are great value for money. The More Mile is great for training and racing. The Higher State, I'd say great for training, probably not so great for racing. But if you're after a budget shoe, then either of these is great. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you found it useful. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you agree or disagree with my review, let me know in the comments. Either way, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again. Bye!